Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Study of X. We are the bi-weekly X-Men podcast covering the Krakoan age of X-Men comics. My name is Tim, and with me, as always, is Chris.
I heard the era. It wanted to come out, and you held it back.
It did.
But it's there, and I know it's there.
And Sergio.
Hey, hello. Welcome to the Women Having a Bad Time edition of this podcast.
Yeah, it's a very bad time.
Yes, everyone suffers, and it just really, it's kind of a cascade of just bad things happening.
It escalates over the issues too. It's just like, oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just going to get worse. You know, the first one, not too bad. Pretty, teen-coded.
I would say it's still pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. And then, it just gets progressively this seems not good.
No, being a woman is suffering. And these issues highlight that.
And it's never been more true than today.
Yeah.
Yes.
On this podcast.
Yeah, we want to jump into it.
Yeah, so the first one on this, cavalcade of horror is Children of the Atom number 3, Unusual Dinner Guests. This was written by Vita Ayala and released in May of 2021. And I'm now pretty sure number 2 was where I stopped, because I don't remember this issue. I was reading it and I'm like, I had no idea.
Yeah. This is kind of the issue where I kind of start coming around on it.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had kept going, because it wins me back a little bit. There are some characters in Children of the Atom I like, some I just kind of don't care for, but I really like Carmen, or as she goes by her mutant name, Gimmick.
Yeah. And, it's the Carmen issue.
Mm-hmm. So we open up on her as she is at home with her family and her siblings. And she, again, has that inner dialogue that we have seen already, where they kind of explain how they feel about themselves, how other people see them, and what they really want. So for Carmen specifically, she's kind of always wanted to be someone special, someone's favorite, their go-to person. And in order to feel like she is always that person, she babysits friends' kids. She does cosplay and pattern tutorials online to help other people, and is always the first person to lend a hand. But she worries that if she stopped doing that, people would stop noticing her.
Yeah, it's very much she wants to be seen by someone. This isn't really quite the special that she wants to be. She recognizes that she's dependable. But what she's looking for is more on the romantic side.
It's teen anxiety hours.
Yeah.
Yes, big time over here. Although I do like the aspect that she does cosplay and pattern tutorials. I do think that's a really fun little personality thing that she's got going on. But that also reminds me of me when I was younger and just out of high school. So, shout outs to her.
And again, to be fair, she seems incredibly talented.
Yes, absolutely. And she's also willing to really go out for stuff that she wants or needs, or that the team needs. Because very early on, we're going to get a data page here about the Exchange, which looks like a website that sells mutant-related paraphernalia. And one of them is the broken helmet of Magneto after he attacked New York City. And she is the one that won the auction.
Yeah. You kind of get a little bit here where she's turning on a laptop, firing up fake Twitch, and she's a streamer.
No viewer count in the Twitch screenshot that we get, which is it's a bit of a shame, I think, because that would give us an idea of whether she actually is being successful.
I'm assuming she is to a relative degree, but I want to know how successful she is. Oh,
I don't know, because that's going to inform me about how real her anxiety is.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also we get a line here in the inner narration where And we kind of saw this, which is an interesting thing. Buddy's issue, she thinks that Carmen is going to date Cole. No, not Cole. Gabe?
Yes, Gabe.
Yeah, she thinks those two are into her. But the person she mentions here that she wants to be seen by is a she. So,
Yes.
I wonder who that could be.
I wonder who that is.
Yeah, so then we get a flashback to the Children of the Atom, who have not become the Children of the Atom yet, and they're on a space station. Spaceship?
Spaceship, a very cool spaceship, but they're definitely not supposed to be here.
Yeah, they apparently at some point have stumbled onto a spaceship, and they are leaving Earth's orbit.
Mm-hmm. And Buddy is trying to figure it out, but between everybody else panicking and hitting buttons, and also the fact that I'm pretty sure the ship is just not doing well at all, the ship starts to, depressurize and also explode as they're all on it.
Yeah, as well as falling back to Earth.
Yes.
And yeah, these are kids who are in over their head. They're just kind of panicking at this point.
Again, classic teen misadventures. And we also get, if you're not used to reading the subtext, as many in the LGBT community are, this scene probably doesn't mean much to you. But as the ship is exploding, part of it explodes on the inside, and Buddy gets knocked over, as well as a couple others. And Carmen's first instinct is to call her name and go over to her, very panicked.
Yeah. I don't even know if it's subtext. It's just in the text. But
you would be surprised at how hard it is to read subtext for some people. So I just wanted to spell it out that, yeah, I think Carmen is into Buddy.
Oh, no, she, yep.
Hardcore. And also, Buddy clearly doesn't see it. So...
Yeah, it's, it'd be the gay yearning.
Yes.
Yep.
But we're cutting back to the present as Buddy and Gabe both arrive at Carmen's place for dinner.
Yeah, I love the mom's line here. Just, Carmen, my other children have arrived. It's the most perfect, way to, set the relationship between, these characters and, their mother. That's the kind of talk you hear when you've been around somebody's family for a while.
Yes. No, one of my good friends' moms will say the same thing whenever me and some friends come over. They're like, all right, my kids are here.
Yeah.
Get ready. It is really nice. I love it.
Yeah. Very relatable. This reads very Latin American to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at Carmen's apartment. She's got twins, siblings. Who want Buddy to play with them, and Buddy wants Carmen to bail her out.
Yes, because, younger siblings, you kind of know how it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes they can be a little much.
Carmen does, and Buddy and Gabe go to her room. And then we get a data page about faintly frosted stitches updates.
Yep, and this is Carmen's Twitch handle for what she does for cosplaying. And it's a, good couple paragraphs. She basically talks about cosplay and authenticity, how to be 100% accurate, which is something that is very heavily looked on in the cosplay community. Whereas Carmen says she sees it more that it's good that you add your own little flair and you make something yours. You shouldn't just carbon copy something. You need to add a bit of yourself to it.
Yeah.
Very much talking about what they're doing and pretending to be mutants.
Yeah. I really like the disclaimer here about she having to write that there is nothing wrong with replicating things exactly because she knows she's going to get backlash if she doesn't mention this.
Yeah, it's I think that's a funny part. It's just in bold, if you want to do that, that's fine, but this is what I think.
Yes. This is very much written by somebody who knows the real cosplay community and how that would be taken.
Yeah.
We now cut back to Carmen, Gabe, and Buddy all chilling in our room. There's a part here where Buddy just gets right up against Carmen and is just like, "Oh yeah, you looked great on stream, sounded great. felt like you were whispering right in my ear, and it's just like, oh no, poor Carmen.
Buddy, dear, sweetheart. Oh, these poor two.
Yeah.
So something I'm not sure if we did mention earlier, but there was a quick text conversation that Cole, their friend who had been sick and then got better and arrived back at school, had invited all of them to dinner. And that is what they're all meeting up for in order to go and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Buddy seems to think, which is kind of been hinted at but hasn't been outright said, you think he's a mutant? We could, maybe get some help with the gates if he's a mutant.
Yeah, and there is a part of this I do want to talk about. I think, Tim, you might know more, where Buddy mentions that a lot of mutant manifestations can present as human illnesses first. So you get sick and then you become better once your mutant power comes out. In my brain, that was always more of an inhuman thing. Is that a mutant thing traditionally?
I think they also mean it as, the powers manifesting can be misinterpreted as a mutant power, or rather as an illness.
Okay.
I think it can be. If I remember right, I think like Moira's origin story like has her like getting sick before her powers manifest.
I think you're right. I feel like I should know this, but I feel like you are correct. And I think Destiny was the same as well.
Yeah. So I don't think this is out of nowhere. I think she might be correct here. I don't know if it's always the case, but I think it can be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree with both of you.
But yeah, Carmen gives some pushback here. Just says like, hey, we probably shouldn't go over to his house just because like we think he's a mutant. Buddy gets defensive. Gabe is like, oh no, yeah, we know Cole. He's good. We're good. And also he apparently likes Carmen. And there's an interesting bit where Gabe just knows that Carmen would reject him.
Yes, which I really like, and it makes me wonder how much he has tuned in on it, or if he can just tell, oh, she's not interested in him, but not who she's actually interested in.
Yeah. So Buddy kind of gives her an out here, and Carmen does say like, yeah, I'm not really feeling it right now. And again, Buddy just is like, oh yeah, you're kind and thoughtful. You're the best. And you get an inner dialogue here of like, oh, sometimes when she says this, I actually believe she means it like how I want her to. And it's just like, the angst.
The teen angst issue.
Okay.
Truly.
I love it. There is a type of angst that I'm real into, and this is that angst.
It has to be written a certain way for me to really be like, okay, this is fine. This is getting there. Sometimes I'm just like, whatever. But this one I think is done well enough.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back on the ship, it's about to explode.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Thankfully, there do seem to be escape pods, or what look like escape pods.
Yeah. And yeah, we're panicked teens who think we're about to die. Or panicked kids. I don't know about JJ even being a teen, to be honest.
True. I actually don't know his age.
And yeah, we get Benny kind of reassuring JJ he's not gonna die. Buddy's kind of hurt. Carmen says he's gonna go with her. And yeah, they all think they're gonna land. And then we get this little scene here of Carmen and Buddy in the escape pod together. Where Carmen's just telling her, you gotta stay awake, we gotta put on the seatbelts. And yeah, they start crash landing on Earth. They hold hands. And
are about to hold hands.
Well, no, they get to the hand holding. Not for very long, but
yeah, that's like some light finger caressing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say full hand holding.
And then Carmen's seatbelt snaps, and she quickly blurts out that she loves Buddy, and Buddy can't hear it over the sound of them going into orbit.
Teen angst.
And yeah, they crash land. I wonder if they're fine.
Who knows? This all happened in the past, and they could all be dead.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Benny, Buddy, and Gabe are rolling up to Cole's apartment.
Where they meet both of Cole's dads, Mr. and Mr. Rivera.
And a large man. A very
Yes,
large man.
An incredibly large man. Like, this guy is going to give the Kingpin a run for his money if he keeps getting any larger.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
His
His
name
hand
is Arthur.
is ginormous.
Yeah.
The way he's
Yes.
holding that wine cup with 2 fingers.
Yeah.
Yes. His hand is bigger than most people's heads.
It's like he's like fidgeting with a pen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is what it looks like, just size comparison wise.
Uh-huh. And this is the like most evil coded apartment we might have seen yet.
Yeah,
Yes.
it feels very just sterile.
If you enter this place
Yeah.
in a comic, you better turn back.
Yeah, like
Yes.
don't go in here. There is a man in a suit with large hands and gloves holding a wine glass whose name is Arthur Nagin, and he's described as a family friend. You need to turn around.
Yes, there is either going to be a poisoning or some other assassination that's going to happen in this apartment.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they're in here. We dressed up for this dinner. Everybody else is also dressed up.
Mhm.
And then we kind of get a flash to Carmen, who's sweating as she does some sewing.
And she's, really not feeling well as she cries out in pain.
Yeah, and we get some narration about how she's just doing this like the same way she does everything else. She wants to be useful to her friends. And yeah, she makes a scream out in pain as we head back to the dinner. We got
and
some
we're gonna
turkey.
be going with that back and forth for a minute.
Yeah. And yeah, don't be afraid, just dig into the dinner.
Mm-hmm. As, this very, very intimidating weird man who has not had his wine or has had it and got it refilled. I'm not sure. But both fathers do remark that because of Arthur and real unity, Cole would very likely be dead.
Just one of Cole's 2 dads here, you just see them in frame together, and this man is just like, his shoulder is like as big as this guy's head.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they said he would be dead without Arthur and real unity.
Hmm.
And yeah, Gabe turns around and just asks Benny what that is. And yeah, we cut back to Carmen, who is running to the bathroom. She wants to be special, just one person. Back to Arthur. He describes Real Unity as an organization of like-minded people. We believe in Darwinism, but not in inevitability.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure.
That sure smooths it over.
Yeah,
That sure like reassures me about the Darwinism thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Only the strongest survive, but only if we let them.
Yeah. Like,
Also, this lighting in that wine glass is not helping you look heroic. In fact, you look like a villain.
we believe it is our right as humans to mold ourselves into the fittest people to survive,
Yep, and it is deeply questionable, but it does seem like Arthur pioneered the technique that saved Cole. So of course the family is very thankful, which of course
cutting edge design is described as he's no bigot.
he uses both human and mutant DNA.
Yeah. It's the I'm no bigot line is just raising more questions than answers.
Uh-huh.
People keep asking me if I'm a bigot when the shirt answers every question.
God.
Yeah. Meanwhile, yeah, Cole's being asked if he's a mutant. These lines are now put in text box over Carmen, who is sick over the toilet, writhing in pain on the ground. And,
I wonder if that's related to a comment from earlier.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, they asked him if he's a mutant. The dad's like, "Oh yeah, he did say that you were a little mutant crazy, like deadheads," which I think is a very funny comparison.
Mm-hmm.
And they say the procedure bonded him with some like mutant tissue, and that's kind of how they saved his life. And Arthur talks about it a little bit, just like, oh yeah, he's our success story. And then Buddy immediately just fires off with, so you think you can walk through the gates?
Word on the forums
Yeah.
is that the only way to get through is you need mutant DNA.
Yeah, you want to try? And Cole's not happy about this.
No, not at all. And immediately not only goes on the defensive, but gets very angry, saying that, hey, I knew people said you guys were weird and went all mutant crazy, but I was hoping that wasn't true. And now you come here probably not to be friends, but just to see if you can use me in some way.
Yeah. And then we get a little bit more personal here, where Cole just starts talking directly to Gabe, like, yeah, you promised we'd be friends. You stopped visiting me in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm interesting to you now that you think I'm a mutant. And Gabe just fires back of, like, I felt like I was failing you. You know, I couldn't see you like that. Like you were dying. And yeah, Cole kicks him out. His dad is panicked now, just being like, hey, maybe you should stop. And he's like, no, I'm not feeling up for company. Carmen's going through a mutant transformation.
She's suffering on multiple levels.
Yeah.
I mean, veins popping out both on her face and on her arms.
She's getting fangs. She's got like crazy claw looking things.
It's really bad. And I don't know if this is coincidental. I feel like it might be, but during this last little bit, Cole is also sweating and not looking well either, kind of like how Carmen did at first. I don't know if that's just because he's overwhelmed with everything that's going on, or if they're hinting like he's also going to go through the same thing. We'll see. We don't get that answer in this issue.
Yeah.
He does start sweating before he's asked about the gate.
Yeah.
Like well before.
Yeah,
he is like already sweating, like even before it. Yeah, he's like sweating almost the entire time.
Yeah.
Maybe they both then are just gonna go through it this day.
But yeah, we kind of get this intercut over a flashback of the past with the kids all making it out of the spaceship. Very happy that they're not dead. And we get this last narration here from Carmen just saying she thought she wanted to be special, but she is special now. What she really wanted was for someone to be okay with her, just her being enough. And she doesn't actually want this.
No, and that is the end of the issue, but I'm not gonna lie, I like the twist on it, that out of the group here, the one person who maybe didn't drink the Kool-Aid that hard is so far the only one to be a mutant.
Yeah, like
which is really fun.
It's like Carmen and maybe like JJ. Like
JJ we don't know, but Carmen, definitely something's going on. She's very likely a mutant. Cole, maybe also. He did get grafted with mutant DNA on him, so who knows what that's going to do to him.
But yeah, I agree. This is a very interesting direction for this to go in.
Yes, especially also because I don't know if the others are going to take it well or correctly.
Yeah.
I expect a ton of jealousy going forward.
Yeah, we'll see. We got 3 more issues left, but yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with the Atom kids.
Yeah, no, I am kind of bummed I did not read to issue 3 back when this came out, because I do like that. That is a good twist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a little confused about the spaceship stuff. Are we supposed to have more context about that, or are they just in a spaceship?
No, it's just a spaceship. I think we might get more context for it in like a later issue.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be tied to them finding whatever is letting them mimic mutant powers. Because they have something that is letting them do powers. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's space-related. But I kind of agree, it is a weird thing to put in this issue that's already being cut between 2 different perspectives.
Yeah, I think like the core of it here was to give like a little bit more backstory of how they... just some stuff they had going on. And also, I think, like, the big emotional moment there is with Carmen and Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right with that one, too.
But yeah, want to head into Excalibur?
Yeah, because Excalibur is still rolling, and we are still on the woman pain train. So for Excalibur number 20, No Pity from Your Friends. This is written by Teenie Howard and released in April of 2021. And we're opening in Doncaster, England. Back in the past. Way back when this doesn't seem to be that far back.
Yeah, I mean, like, decently far. You know.
This looks like maybe late 90s.
Yeah, maybe late 80s. I don't.
It's the outfit of Alistair that gets me. It just reminds me of like early mid 2000s in the US. Maybe the UK got that a lot earlier than we did, and they just had an era.
Yeah. But yeah, we get Alice coming home here.
Yes, a very rebellious emo teenager as she arrives home late, where her mother has stayed up waiting for her to come home.
4 a.m. specifically.
Yes.
And yeah, she comes back and it's just like, where have you been? Just gets met with out.
Yeah, this. There's something at the end of this issue I'll talk about, but the start of it is definitely where the brunt of this is going to come in, because Alistair, as she is here, she is going to kind of brush her mom off and, tell her to stop worrying or caring, and basically screams at her, "I wish I was dead," before running up to her room and slamming the door.
Yeah.
She's clearly having her own struggles and not doing well.
Yeah, it's a big fight. It's like the mom is trying to reach out, just showing some love. She's not happy with what just happened, and it's met by teenager. She goes upstairs to kind of just offer a peace offer. And she finds her just on the ground.
Yes, seemingly very dead, and we get a look of Alice now out of her body and more in a ghostly form, where she has somehow disconnected herself from her body and realizes not only can her mom not see her or hear her, she realizes, well, maybe if I am so much trouble, maybe I should just leave and it'll be better for you, and she floats off.
Yeah, as her mom just kind of cries over her. But yeah, this is Alice McAllister, otherwise known as Malice. This is the necklace thing that was possessing Betsy.
Yes, and we talked about her a little bit before. She has been around, and this data page does go into a little bit of it. She was part of the original Evil Marauders. She worked with Mr. Sinister. Typically a villain, more or less. She has taken over other people, without their consent, all sorts of stuff. However, this little brief bit of backstory is the first time we've actually ever seen her backstory. Yeah. Other than her name, all you ever got was, she is Malice. That's who she is. She does evil shit.
She possesses people. She's
yeah.
kind of
you
kind
never
of a
got
ghost.
anything else. Yeah.
Steals bodies. Yeah, we see the little necklace. She apparently has gotten better at hiding it, but that's always kind of the tell that that's not who it is. And yeah, we're in the issue now. We're at the council chambers. Betsy is talking to the council.
Before we continue, I'm not a fan of the alliteration with the name and the mutant name.
Oh, Alice McAllister, Malice.
It's a little too cute. Yeah, it's a little too cute for me. Not really doing it.
It is very on the nose, and it is very cute in a way that is kind of odd with the emotional stakes of this character. However, I love alliteration, so I am a big fan.
It really it's just the first name, the last name, and the mutant name. It's just all too like
little bit too much Al's.
Yeah. But yeah, Betsy's here in front of the council.
Mm-hmm. She's back. She is now herself. Last time the council formally saw her was before they went into X of Swords, where she got shattered. So it's kind of, it's been a good minute.
Yeah. The Xavier just gives like a generic, "Hey, we're glad to have you back." Sinister makes a crack about like how he can't wait for her to run into Izka at the Tiki Bar.
Mm-hmm.
And Betsy's like, "Oh, there's a gala, huh?"
Yeah, and everyone's like, okay, about that, Jumbo can figure that out, but there's actually more important things we need you to do. For instance, there's some bad press and pressure coming from Britain. Apparently, there's a bunch of racists over there that are making your life hard and making us look bad. You really gotta fix that.
Yeah, and also the magistrate won't talk to us. She says, like, you're not here.
Yeah, Saturnine says she will only talk to Captain Britain, and none of us are Captain Britain.
Turns out they were missing a pretty key diplomat.
Yeah.
And she's back from her weird vacations.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a, not exactly the most relaxing vacation, but a vacation nonetheless.
Look, a journey of self-discovery sometimes begins by going to another dimension.
Also, we're glad that you didn't actually die there because Rockslide and Gorgon are a little bit off now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which is why you need to go make peace with Saturnine, since, Otherworld is the biggest threat to mutant immortality.
Yeah.
What is this supposed to do again? If she does he have like an objective with Saturnine? Can Saturnine do something about the mutants dying and coming back weird?
I don't
know.
I don't think so. I think they just want her to like be on good terms so things are safer. Which, like, I don't know.
Okay.
Jamie seems to.
But I mean, like, that's not going to change if you die in
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
Fucked up in real life.
I guess they still want like good relations with her, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's a little bit weird.
It was also never actually investigated. It was we think this is what's happening, but the only authority who could answer to this is either Betsy, who's gone, or Saturnine, who controls that multiversal hub. Yeah. So if anyone knew exactly what was going to cause it, it's her.
Yeah. And yeah, the council's dismissed. Emma remarks as everybody's leaving, "Hey, you had some loud thoughts. What's going on with this other citizen?"
And some very, dodgy talk with one another as Betsy tries to play off. Malice is here. I'm sure you remember her, but she hasn't broken any laws. It's a personal matter. I'll deal with it.
Yeah. And then Emma lunges at her because she's been possessed. Psylocke quickly just throws a psychic dagger into her neck. And, problem solved already.
Yeah, very, very good problem solve. Easy peasy. I do have to say, one of my least favorite lines is in this page, which is, after the dagger is thrown and stuck in Emma's throat, Psylocke is trying to take the dagger out and eventually does, where Betsy can catch it and she says, "There, it's Malice, trapped in the blade. How strange."
Yeah, it's a little clunky.
Look,
it's
we need
really
to convey
clunky.
The thing that just happened, which kind of makes no sense unless you state it out loud.
Yeah.
Because there is no reasonable explanation at any point for why this would cause Malice to become trapped in the energy blade thingy.
No, not at all. Like, even as this keeps going, they're never really gonna figure it out. They should have given the dagger, like, a little choker, and maybe that would have said it, too.
Oh, that would have been
so cool. Like a little decoration in the hilt.
Yeah.
It could be like a Keyblade keychain.
Yeah, or something like that. But I don't know. That is my least favorite line in a while.
Yeah.
I'd be much more willing to forgive, like, the jump in logic here if there was a little decoration in the hilt. That is true.
Yeah.
That is just true. That's how things work.
Yeah, it would be great, but yeah, it's we got a weird psychic dagger now. How strange indeed, and Betsy can hold it, and that's also weird. That's not normally what can happen. Meanwhile, Xavier came back, and he's like, "Don't like what's happening here."
Nope,
don't worry, ladies. The man is here. I'll solve it for you.
And we're having a conversation in telekinetic because we can do that. Everybody here can do that.
Yeah, so it's just a lot cooler that way. But thankfully, Emma is okay. She does have her own form of mental safeguard in case this happens, so she's just sort of locked down in her own mind at the moment, but I'm sure she'll wake up soon.
Yeah, she's chilling, but she's not with us right now. And yeah, Psylocke and Betsy are just like, yeah, we got this one. Don't worry about it.
And Xavier's not going to take that, actually. He says this has escalated this from a personal matter into a security threat. Because now, since Emma's on the council and Malice can just take her over, that's regards for maybe the pit.
Yeah.
I like, before we get into the pit talk, which is interesting, I do like how they describe Malice as like being a teenager in a sports car and only knowing
Yes.
enough to crash it into a wall.
Yeah, like she was not
yeah.
prepared to be in control of Emma.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Emma could have killed everyone in probably a several mile radius, but instead she just made a dagger.
Yeah. Because she just simply did not know how to control this, like, mutant that well. Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting analogy. But yeah, Xavier's like, yeah, we have a place for great threats. I'm not okay with prisons, but we can put them down there, like, awake and unmoving. And Psylocke just fires back, was like, that's a prison, dude.
And he's like, nuh-uh,
Yeah.
it's something different.
And yeah, again, they seem very unwilling to compromise on this. They do not want to send her to the pit.
Thankfully, someone is willing to stand up for Alice. Even if they don't know her story or everything else, they're at least willing to give her a chance.
Yeah. And Betsy just says, like, hey, we don't think that she is, like, in her, like, not in her body by choice. And Xavier's like, all right, we can make her a husk, but she's got to go on trial.
Yeah, and Magneto's line in particular, I actually do kind of like, which is, we will not go easy on her because of her mutation. We will expect more from her because of it.
Yeah.
Which I do really like, because that falls in line with his thought process and how he views mutant powers as a gift, even though Alice's arguably are not, and have likely made her life a lot worse.
Yeah, just some spoilers for the next X-Men issue we're about to cover. Not a great week for Xavier and Magneto.
No, they're taking some really, really bad stances here.
Meanwhile, we get a data page of Pete Wisdom text that where he was left on red to Betsy.
Yes, pretty badly too.
Yeah, these seem as the kids say, urgent.
Yes. Eventually he breaks his code of, like, trying to be like, hey, my dates are breathing down my neck.
Yeah, it's like,
my dates are Reuben in the coven. We need to talk. Come on. They're planning something at the gala. Come on.
Yeah, it like starts off very, like, subtle, just kind of like, yeah, I want to talk about the gala with you. I'm not asking you out. Like, don't worry about it. I have dates I'm going with, dates. And it's just like, yeah, it's Reuben. We need to talk. Things are bad. I'm burning this phone, and the escalation is very, very, like, it's
funny.
You get kind of a timeline here of a timestamp, but yeah, it seems like things went very sour very quickly.
Yeah, Betsy's got a little much going on. She's got a lot of fires to put out right now.
Yeah. Meanwhile, back at the lighthouse, the rest of Excalibur are here. We're taking a break from dealing with this whole dagger thing to do a little dress trying on.
Yeah, kind of an odd time to just be like, we're gonna put the dagger to the side. But there is a gala coming up, so Betsy is going to try on all of her old dresses to see what, would look nice. Sure, Jumbo can make something, but she wants to pick something personal.
Yeah, she's already running behind on, like, the schedule. She should have a dress picked out by now.
Yeah.
True.
And there's an issue. None of them are really fitting right.
Yeah, and she's kind of a little, concerned or confused about that until she realizes, that's right, they weren't actually made for this body. They were made for the other one that I was in for years.
Yeah.
What a doofus.
Yeah, and she realizes as Quanon strolls up in street clothes and just sees them trying on dresses and is like tries to turn back around, just very not interested. And Betsy's like, "Oh yeah, like these probably fit you. Do you want them?" And she's like, "They're my size, not really my taste." And so they just decide to burn them.
Which, honestly, I would love to do that one day. Just go sit on a beach and burn a bunch of, like, old clothes like that. That's gotta be a mood.
Yeah.
You want to have a conversation by the dress pyre?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like this little scene here, just this little rogue Jubilee, Psylocke and Betsy just kind of throwing dresses in a fire while just sitting around and talking.
Mm-hmm. I also really
Quannon's
like
like
it.
drinking a beer. Like it's a vibe. Like
Yeah, it's a good vibe. I do wish it kind of went on a lot more casually than it does, because it pretty much immediately turns into, here's the exposition of what we're gonna do with the knife.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Which, I mean, to be fair, we probably should get down to business figuring out this knife thing.
True,
But yeah, like,
true. And I did just say this was kind of oddly timed, but
Yeah.
it's like, it was like a halfway commitment to it,
yeah,
of like, I feel like if you're gonna do this little side thing about the two of them, hey, they body swapped and it was not great. Like, go full with it instead of this weird like half thing with the other plot.
yeah. I guess it makes sense that Quannon's more interested in the business side of things. It's very much always been kind of her. Like, let's get
Yeah.
this. She's more of like a let's get this done. And yeah, Psylocke is like, yeah, we should act now. I didn't really come here just to hang out.
Yes, even though they are at the dress pyre.
Yeah, and Rogue and Jubilee say they're gonna watch them, and they're going in.
We're going into the cool dagger.
Yeah. And they end up in a club, the Violent Velveteen in Leeds, England, which is it's a good name for a club.
It's a really good name. It is a club for bad bands and, a place to just drink and forget.
Yeah.
Not somewhere you go for quality.
And Betsy's been here
Yes.
before, and yeah, Psylocke's like, how does she know this place from your past? And Betsy just quickly puts two and two together of like, no, she probably came here.
Yeah. And, it's these little things that are going to lead up to the connection that they're going to be trying to make with Alice here. Because even though Alice's immediate response is essentially to be prickly and push both of them away, that isn't going to stop either of them. As Betsy is going to try to talk to her and say, hey, Professor Xavier is going to make you a new body, because you deserve one. But you did attack Emma, so he's only giving you one chance, or else you're going to the pit.
To be fair, Xavier didn't even really say he was giving her a chance either. Like, he did say, like, no, she needs to go on trial. And so she correctly points that out too, because apparently she could just hear all this of like, oh, Xavier wants to lock me in a pit. And yeah, Alice is like, yeah, I'm not really interested in this and like this like mess. Like, I know what's going on with you two. That's a lot. I don't care.
Yes, and that does kind of answer a little bit of the questions that we had when Betsy was not acting herself, of what's going on, who's doing this. It was just an opening for Alice. It was nothing else related to Otherworld or any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Alice just kind of lashes out here, just like, why should I go with you? You're just going to punish me. And
yeah, a lot of that self-doubt and self-loathing clearly never went away.
Yeah, and it's very much just like, this is, she remarks here she's not a teenager anymore, but this is a lot of angst. This is someone who is not good about reaching out. And yeah, she just like throws out like, oh, you'll fight for me? I've like, yeah, you seem to be doing a great job about fighting recently.
Just lashing out in anger at poking people's weak spots when, Alice is threatened.
Yeah. Back on the beach, Quannon cries out in pain. Betsy looks kind of rough. Apparently, she just kind of kicked out Quannon.
Yes, which is interesting, honestly. I didn't really read Alice as being that strong enough to do that, but sure.
Yeah. Back in the mindscape, she goes into the arena where Betsy was shattered as the mind place here.
Yes. This is also a chance to kind of show how Betsy has grown, because as Malice takes the form of Betsy and fights, the two of them, and it's Betsy going, this isn't me anymore. I've already done this to myself and become better coming out the other side.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It is not easy. It is hard to do this. No one deserves exile or doing these things. You deserve your place on the island.
Yeah. To what she fires back of like, I don't care. Like, she doesn't want any of that. She just wants the pain to stop. And it's very much like this. It's this desire of just non-existence. It's Alice is depressed, like, severely.
Yeah, suicidal.
Yeah, to be clear, yeah,
Openly.
extremely
Yeah,
suicidal.
it's like, yeah. Dives into Betsy. Psylocke thinks she's got her. She launches out, tries to possess her.
Somehow goes from diving into Betsy to starting to take over Psylocke, which I'm not sure how that happened.
Yeah. But that's what they're doing. They think they're gonna fight Psylocke. Betsy quickly just chops off the necklace with a sword. And it burns in the fire. And the dress fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which very, very good visual. I actually really like that, of just the thing landing in the fire and burning.
Yeah. We cut to Alice waking up in a new body in the hatchery.
Yes. And Alice, of course, is kind of ready to be sent into exile, and again reaffirms, if she hadn't made it clear already, she wants to die. She does not want to exist anymore. She did not want this resurrection. And Xavier says, well, you've been reborn. And yes, you did lash out against the very nation of Krakoa. However, Emma, Betsy, and Psylocke, being the caring women that they are, understand that this is coming from Malice being in pain. And she simply needs the chance to heal and grow, and she might have a better chance.
Psylocke and Betsy have both been arguing for mercy in this situation and do not put her in the pit. And so they just tell her this is a second chance. Alice is, again, just distraught by this and is just yelling, like, stop. Just says, like, sentence me, like, stop with the speeches, just put me in the hole. And Emma also just says, like, no, I'd rather just give her mercy here. Xavier just reluctantly agrees. And, like, hey, everything here is plentiful. You can do whatever you want. Gates can take you off world. Here's your second chance. Go for it. Last line from Alice here is this a joke? And Betsy just says, like, no, it's a fresh start. It's gonna hurt. This one's yours.
Yep. And we end with her, standing, just looking at the Krakoan horizon. And that is where the issue leaves off. We have a backstory for Malice. We have a resolution to at least a little bit of what was going on there and what was happening. I do see the reoccurring theme again of not being in your own body or even comfortable in your own body. That seems to be a growing theme throughout a lot of the Excalibur stories, especially with Psylocke now more integrated into the story. So I have a feeling this is not the last we've seen of Malice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, on the coming soon page, we have something here that's not normally there. There's a little message here about if you are struggling with thoughts of suicide, and it's it's your kind of suicide message, like with the suicide prevention lifeline under it. So yeah, if it wasn't clear, I feel like it was very obvious. This was a issue that was directly just talking about someone that's suicidal.
Yes. And while I can't say I have interacted with a lot of media that covers suicide so pointedly as a topic, I do feel like this issue treated it fairly well and, didn't make it to where it seemed like, well, this is Malice's fault or any other thing that was going on. It's just showing that she's struggling, she's hurting, but there are people around her that care and are willing to give her a second chance.
Yeah. I don't know. This has always been my favorite issue of Excalibur. I like it quite a bit. I think it does a pretty good job of it's almost a bottle issue, despite like the Malice stuff kind of being built up like much prior to this. And yeah, I like it. It's a little bit clumsy in parts, but I think the core message is very strong.
I have two thoughts about this. The first one is the speed with which Xavier suggests they just throw Malice into the pit. tells me that there should be way more mutants in the pit if this is the attitude they wanted to go with for him. Because he kind of does not hesitate to suggest it.
Yeah.
No, not at all. He's just kind of like, well, in she goes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, which is a little out of pocket for how I imagine this conversation would go. Given that, I think, how many mutants do we know are in the pit? Like,
we just know
2?
about
1?
Sabretooth.
Yeah, I
Sabretooth.
mean, it's nothing.
Yeah. For what we know.
Yeah, I assume
Yeah.
that they may have thrown a couple more
Yeah.
in between scenes, but still, the speed with which he suggests it is a little distraught.
Yeah, we gotta throw her in the pit.
Uh-huh.
It's also especially glaring if you take what she did and contrast it entirely with everything X-Force has ever done.
Uh-huh.
Hey, they're
which I know
above
is
the
the
law.
point. Yeah, I know it's the point because they're a play on the CIA from the US. I get it. I know that's the point. But like, if you put the two side by side, it's like, man, okay, we just have two different systems going on here.
Yeah.
Look, sometimes you accidentally turn an entire country into plant people. It happens.
Sometimes you just murder thousands of people. It's an accident.
Yeah.
Yep.
You gotta crack a couple of eggs to make an omelet.
You know what? I guess.
I
guess.
Sergio, what was your other thought?
The other thought I had was I don't feel all comfortable with the way Malice is portrayed because it feels like she wants to commit suicide out of like pure angst. We have like very little idea of what's actually like setting her on this path. And I think it comes off as I'm missing that element in order for me to like see whether I consider the actions of the mutants who basically force her back into a body are not justified, but resonate with me as saving her or as giving her a second chance. Because really, we have no idea what she went through or what it feels like to be Malice, or where the root of her depression comes from, in order for me to like really understand her as a character. I don't feel like saving someone is like always the right solution, and I feel like that's trying to be conveyed here, and I don't entirely buy it.
I almost wonder if that was on purpose to let the audience kind of project on her a little bit.
Sure, but
yeah.
then, then I don't completely understand her character.
Yeah, I agree.
No one, like, she seems to be having like a bad time in general as a teen in 80s England or whatever. But beyond that, we really don't have any inkling of why she committed suicide in the first place.
It's kind of interesting that she says she's not a teenager at this point, but it feels very teen coded.
Yes.
She's
like she
slamming
portrays
her room's door shut.
Yeah,
walking past her mom.
Which she is like a teenager there, but even like the Malice that we get like in the present feels more like a teen than what she like. She's an adult at this point with lived experience.
She gets called a teen with a car, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's like, she lashes out when she's like, "Don't treat me like a kid." And it's like you're kind of portrayed as a kid here, though.
She is being infantilized by everyone around her and not being able to make her own decisions. Yeah. And I think that kind of show of force from the mutants, even if it's not throwing her in the pit but forcing her into another body, comes across as a little cruel. If I can imagine scenarios where it would feel like a little cruel and not be like the always right decision to give her a chance at life, whatever that may be.
I guess my thought would be, because for mutants, especially for Krakoa, life is such an important piece of being a Krakoan mutant. You know, they solve death. They're going to bring everybody back that got murdered and died. And it's such a big piece of mutant identity that they don't like, that then encountering someone who wants that for whatever reason it can be for her. And I mean, that's the cruel aspect of, you know, suicidal tendencies and suicidal thoughts, is it doesn't even have to be that big relatively, but to the person it is, you know, that big enough to where they really consider taking their own life. For, you know, for Malice, it could have been, you know, she just really was unhappy where she was and who she was in her body and many, many other things, you know. It doesn't have to be that she was, you know, raised in a poor environment or anything. And so you then have that aspect of all of the mutants being like, well, why would you want to be dead? Look at this paradise we have all around us, without actually solving the innate, not problem, but the innate struggle that Malice has internally. Like, they didn't actually fix that or work on that. They just said, they patted her on the back and said, all right, kid, you're back.
Uh-huh. I will say, I get why they don't talk about this and why this really hasn't been, like, brought up before. But I feel like this does kind of raise the question of, how does Krakoa handle suicides in general? Like, do you go into the resurrection protocol?
Yes. Is there a clause somewhere that says that you can ask not to be brought back? Because we've had clauses for a bunch of others.
We had this with the flying girl who fell off a cliff. No? There was doubt around the reasons she died.
Siren, yeah.
Siren.
Yeah, for Siren. Yeah. Yes, and they still brought her back, and there was some thought that, you know, maybe she's doing this on purpose. It ended up being something else.
Yeah.
But it kind of veered into talking about suicide, but then again very quickly veered away from it.
Well, yeah, because it wasn't
a very difficult...
Yeah,
one, it's not the case, but two, it is also a very difficult thing to talk about properly and correctly.
Yeah, like, I very much get why these issues wouldn't want to really grapple with that as an idea, but yes. It is an interesting idea of, like, how do we handle that here?
Yes.
Anyway,
also, wait.
Sorry.
Where did they get a picture of her body? Because I thought she was going to get, like, a random husk, and they got her, like, dead on.
I also thought about that last time. I'm like, well, she would have lost her body originally before Cerebro was a thing. But if they can read her mind when she is, like, spirit Malice, then technically Malice knows what she used to look like.
Also, Betsy and Quanon would both know, so it's just kind of like a telepathy away from, like, Hope knowing what they look like, or what she looks like.
Okay, yeah, I buy that. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But I also thought about that too. I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah. But yeah, I can, with just the way telekinesis, or, like, the amount of, like, telekinesis, like, involved in this process, like, I don't think it would be too hard to get that message to someone that could actually design the body.
Yeah.
But that does, you know, explain it. And one last thing before we do jump into the last issue for X-Men. As someone who has struggled with, you know, suicidal thoughts in the past, I do highly recommend talking to somebody if you do have those thoughts or are struggling with something like that. Things do get better. You know, life is not super easy all the time, but things do get better. And so I always recommend just talking to someone. It could be a friend, a family member, you know, someone you look up to. But definitely always, you know, say something. We do care about you.
Yeah. But yeah, X-Men.
Yes. So, our last one, X-Men number 20, Lost Love. This is written by Jonathan Hickman and released in May of 2021. And the cover alone tells us a lot about this issue, because I am sure all of us should remember the threat of Nimrod that was espoused in House and Powers of X.
Yeah.
Remember the plot of Krakoa?
Yeah.
Yes. Because that was, goodness, almost a year and a half prior to when this issue came out. Real quick, In Powers of X number 3, there's a data page where Moira and Apocalypse theorize that while emergent AI is unavoidable, a Nimrod is not. And Nimrod is the primal threat to the long-term survival of mutants. The creation of a mother mold always leads to the creation of a Nimrod. So if you stop one, you stop the other. If you remember that future suicide mission with older Apocalypse, Wolverine, and Zorn all in the future where, the AI had taken over all just to steal a crystal, that was all just so they could learn when Nimrod was created so they could be on alert to stop it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like almost every plot beat in Powers and House of X was stop Nimrod. Don't let him come online.
We do not want Nimrod. Nimrod bad.
Nimrod
Yep,
extremely bad.
Bad news.
Not only are we dealing with Nimrod here, we're dealing with Mystique. This issue opens up with Mystique walking down into a little corridor.
Where she keeps the mask of her wife on this floating, flaming plinth-looking thing, and it's so cool.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
She leaves, and we cut to Forge's lab.
And I love the way Hickman writes dialogue. Can I say that? It's just so good.
Yeah. I like this little bit here about Forge just being like, I get an impression, huh?
Mm-hmm. And, why else would you go to Forge, the man who can make everything, if not to make a very, very good gun? And, she asks him, well, if you make all of these horrific weapons, how do you sleep well at night? And he's like, well, you can turn a stick into, something to craft, or you can use it to beat someone to death. It's a very human argument, but he creates something. What a person does with it is kind of up to them. He just makes things.
Yeah. And also says like, there's a lie they tell here of like, we started with such good intentions, and he's like, no, I don't lie. When I make something, it's designed. It's a tool. It's going to do its purpose, and that purpose is to kill people.
Yes. Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And he basically asks in no uncertain terms, how certain do you want these individuals or this place to be dead?
Yeah. She wants whatever does the most damage under every fathomable circumstance. And Forge fires back with, you sure? I could, I could make you a matter-antimatter collider that will vaporize everything, like, within, like, a 50 to 100 mile radius. You probably shouldn't be on the planet when you use it.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mystique just kind of looks at her and he's like, okay, off-world, Orcus? And
Orcus.
Yeah, now they're on the same page.
And I know this happens a lot whenever Forge is brought up and people ask him about his background and like, okay, yeah, you make a lot of weapons. You used to work for the US government and, et cetera, et cetera. But I do like, do you know what the worst weapon I ever built was? It was a gun that turned us into them.
Remember that plot of X-Men 97? We watched that. Good.
We did watch that when Storm lost her powers and had to go through a whole existential crisis.
Yeah, met the old god.
Yeah, it's really good. Everyone should watch X-Men 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
right.
It was Forge's fault.
But yeah, Mystique is going back to the council. She's got a bomb-looking thing. Microscopic singularity generator is what it's called.
That sounds super sick.
It releases a miniature black hole.
Yep, it will exist for a fractional amount of time before collapsing in on itself. It should destroy the Orcus Forge, but not the sun.
Yeah, we don't want to make it any bigger because then it might destroy the sun.
Mm-hmm.
I like how she looks in the Orcus scientist suit.
Yeah.
I do too. I really like the Orcus suit. It's basically just an upgraded AIM suit, but I do think it works well for Mystique.
Yeah.
Magneto makes a crack here about restraint. To be clear, she's talking to think about it to the council, but yeah, it's Xavier and Magneto. We're doing some not above board shit.
Nope, and she knows exactly what the play is. And I have a note in here that is, I have two different notes in here, which is one, I can't believe they're speaking down to her like this, because Xavier at one point says, "We have among us other monsters, some who do not lie to themselves about what they are," which, hold up, you're asking Destiny to do this so she can bring her wife back.
Mystique,
which,
yes.
Mystique, yeah.
Mystique, yes, thank you. To bring her wife back, and they have the audacity to still speak down to her.
Yeah, she makes a crack here about like, oh yeah, because Xavier's like, oh yeah, maybe we'll leave the details up to you, and she's like, oh yeah, you want to keep your hands clean? That's cool. And yeah, Xavier fires off with this, and Magneto's like, we made a deal, we could end it. Like we don't gotta bring her back.
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of get the details here, and it's very much what you think. When she's successful in this, you'll move her to the front of the resurrection queue.
Yes, and her wife will be back.
And Magneto's like, yep, we'll do that. And Xavier is like, yeah, we got a deal. Only your failure prevents its completion. If you guys...
This is some villain shit.
If you guys don't remember, Moira has a very specific ground rule.
Uh-huh.
No precogs on Krakoa, especially anyone named Destiny.
Destiny being one of the mutants that specifically got her killed and was like, I will find you if you do this again.
Yes, burned her alive in one of her lives. Like a horrific death. Just, it makes the knife that Xavier and Magneto are twisting just that much worse.
Yeah, this is some villain shit. It's like, you should not be doing this.
No.
They are playing a very dangerous game here.
Yes, and I love it as a story because, man, it works really well, but they are so bad. They're so bad, and Xavier is, he was the hero. He's Professor Xavier. Magneto, not too shocking. But, like, man, they seemingly have no reservations about doing this to Mystique at all.
I want to see Mystique's revenge arc so bad.
Well, funny you say that. We'll talk about it at the end of the issue.
Yeah, so meanwhile, on the Orcus Forge...
yes, this is also kind of way back a year and a half prior. If you remember a Dr. Alia Gregor, her husband Erasmus is the Orcus agent who initially found one of the bombs, and also, I believe, where the ship was.
Yeah, he died.
The X-Men were using. Yeah, he got blown to bits. He is extremely dead.
Yeah. And so Alia Gregor has found a way to bring him back into a body that looks suspiciously like a Nimrod's.
Extremely suspiciously like a Nimrod's. But as she explains it, this container, which is Nimrod, will, it has self-healing capabilities, it can replicate, it can keep up with the violent rebirth of man. However, it will also bring her husband back from death.
Yeah. And yeah, they kind of describe it. It's like a holographic memory thing and like a crystalline shell is how they're able to do this. Some kind of crazy crystal that does it. And they talk about it how this is going to be like the most successful. This is the greatest achievement of my life, a scientific marvel. They're bringing someone back from the dead. It is fascinating seeing this, just knowing about the resurrection protocols.
Uh-huh.
Yes, because this is the human side of it, but it's shown as one of the worst outcomes that we could hope for our heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dramatic irony has been there from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's delicious.
And yeah, this thing awakes, just immediately just wakes up, looks at Alia, and just says her name.
Mm-hmm. And she tells him, hey, I know you're confused. We partitioned your memory so you can access it whenever you need to, but you can do it slowly. And he does it immediately.
Yeah, and then it's just like, oh, I died. The world changed. You brought me back, and it's very touching. He just kind of strokes her head.
Yeah, she did it. She brought her husband back from the dead.
Yeah, the AIM agents are just in awe of this as well, or Orcus agents.
Yeah.
They just look like AIM uniforms.
I mean, they are AIM uniforms, but with they're red instead of yellow.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are all big science nerds going like, "Whoa, we did it!
Yeah, and
We replicated human life."
Erasmus, also kind of a science nerd, just looking at his body and is like, "Oh, this is crazy."
Yo, this stuff's crazy.
Remarks that he's sad that he can't give her a child. She's like, "No, it's chill. I'm just glad you're back." And as they're kind of celebrating, as they're, just reaffirming their love for each other, Nimrod stops, points, and says, "That's a mutant."
Why?
I love that. I love that 3-page panel of, wait a second.
Why did Mystique wait so long?
I don't know.
Did she
don't
not
know.
understand the assignment?
Yeah,
She was not to allow this guy to wake up.
yeah,
She was standing right there as she knew it was like seconds away, and she is just looking at him.
yeah.
Wake up and like embrace his wife, and then gives him all the time in the world. It's so frustrating. She should have like just planted the bomb and gotten the hell out of her. It's got such a huge like sphere radius. She doesn't even have to be in the same room. What is she doing?
Yeah,
Yeah, step through the portal, turn on, step back out.
yeah.
That's really all she needed to do. But however, this is delicious. I love this. The
Yeah.
drama, the tension.
Yeah, we're in a shooting match now.
Why is he shooting a gun at Nimrod?
Yeah, I don't know. She immediately turns on the bomb after this, but yeah, she fires a gun, kills some agents. Nimrod jumps in front of Alia to protect her. Yeah, I don't know.
She
really
leaves
sure
the
why she's doing
bomb
it
in
too.
front of them. Like
Yeah.
right in front of. It's obviously a bomb.
Yeah,
Well, she did tell Forge under every conceivable circumstance, so it should have worked.
yeah.
Like her being the most negligent, inept
Yeah.
secret operative. I don't know what's going on here. This is so contrived.
It's clearly just there to serve the plot of like, yeah, if she did just do the smart thing of walk through, turn it on, and leave, no one would have known and they all would have been dead, and that's it. The story's done.
Yeah.
You can't have that. The story's got to keep going. So they had her, come and witness the birth of Nimrod in, this really sweet moment.
Look, she was just so like, what's going on in here, that she had no choice but to stop and watch.
God.
Yeah, the bomb starts going off. Nimrod turns into a duplicate. One of them's gonna go handle the duplicate, while the other one's gonna handle the bomb that's doing a crazy thing.
Yeah, and Nimrod's like, well, hang on. It's making a singularity. Interesting. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we get, again, there's a lot of symmetry in everything that's going on here, and I really like it. Because Nimrod is going to explain, or Erasmus, I should say, is going to explain, I can duplicate myself. However, I need the memory core to grow throughout this body in order for it to stay between duplicates. But this bomb's going to go off, and I need to handle it. So if I take care of this bomb and this body dies, Erasmus is going to die again.
We get this line here of, "I am so sorry for what I'm about to do," that I'm pretty sure might just be a line that he says in Powers of X.
It honestly might be. It wouldn't surprise me. I did not go back and reread all of it.
I think that is the Nimrod line before he starts torturing Sayabel.
Oh, I think you're right. Symmetry.
No,
Where's that
Dr.
George
Gregor,
Lucas line?
why did you buy the cheaper data transmission cable
Yeah,
instead of the one that would
like,
transmit
Why
the
didn't you get
memories
the faster
instantly?
one?
yeah.
She shipped out and got the USB-B instead of the USB-C. It's like 2.0.
You
It's
you
too
never
slow.
you never
it's not
do
going
it.
to transfer the files in time.
Yeah.
No, this is why you have backups in different places. Why did you only put it on one crystal? Get another crystal.
That's so true.
Oh, also, I think Mystique got killed.
She's going to. This other Nimrod duplicate is chasing her down and is going to very quickly murder her. But before that, we do see Erasmus teleport this bomb outside of the station where it goes off. And Nimrod, still with Dr. Alia, says it's gone, the station is secure. And as she asks if her husband is there, he again says, I am so sorry for what I'm about to tell you.
Yeah. The other Nimrod has gotten Mystique before she could head through the gate.
Which, I love this line too. Just, again, Hickman really cooks with his lines. It's great. He's holding Mystique and says, look at me, mutant. You have failed. When you return home, tell your masters that today I was born into existence, and the first thing I experienced beyond the love of my creator was pain and loss at your hands.
Yes, I am Nimrod the Hunter. And then he throws her through the gate and fires a laser at her, and her smoldering remains just land in Krakoa.
Yeah, in front of Magneto and Xavier, who do not look pleased.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we get, again, characters we have not seen in a while. Devo and the Omega Sentinel, Karima.
Yeah. Yes, who I kind of wish they would have played it on a little bit more now that we have learned more a little bit about her, where she used to actually kind of more ally herself with the mutants.
Yeah.
But now she's pretty much turned traitor. That's not really a plot point, which is interesting. I kind of wish it was. But, Dr. Devo asks her, how is Dr. Gregor? And, she's inconsolable, obviously. But Dr. Devo's actually in a great mood. Because, not only did this work and the station is not destroyed, it also shows that the mutants are not treating them as equals. They are afraid of us. They tried to throw a black hole bomb on our station.
Yeah. They fear us. Devo's in a very good mood. Also, a little detail here that I just like, they apparently put the gate, I don't think they would be dumb enough to try the gate again, but the gate is now in a hard vacuum.
Yes.
Don't go through that gate.
No, you will die instantly.
But yeah, they suffered 0 losses here except for Erasmus.
Yeah, who was technically already dead.
Yeah. Mystique wakes up from an egg. They said they tried to save you, but you were too far gone. And they ask what happened, and they're like, "You backed up my mind. You know what happened." And they're like, "Yeah, you say it." It's just,
they're
like why
assholes? Oh my god. Why? Why do you gotta twist the knife that badly? I know this is the one thing Moira said you cannot let happen. But she tried, man.
Yeah.
Did she now?
Yeah.
Within the constraints of the story, she tried. Could she have tried better? Yes.
Xavier and Magneto immediately get to a business discussion here. Mystique interrupts with, wait, what about Irene? They look at her. Xavier just says, what about her?
Oh my god. The feeling I had when I read that, you could feel Mystique's anger. Like she's pissed by her face.
You can see her anger too. She's hissing at them.
But the audacity for Xavier to say, what about her? Oh my god. I love it. This is peak. I love this kind of stuff.
There will be an island. Not the first, but the last. This place will be seen to be hope of our kind. When those days come, remember these words, bring me back, and if they will not, then burn that place to the ground.
It's such a good line. I love it. Okay, so before we get into that, as this is being said, Xavier and Magneto go back down to Moira's no place that we have not seen in a very long time. And Moira is here with all of the volumes of Irene Adler's Seeing of the Future. And Moira is reading every volume.
She's got a lot of free time down there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I hope they at least gave her Netflix or something. But that is the end of the issue, as it ends on a final page that says, This Fall Inferno. And I'm extremely excited to talk about Inferno. So, okay. So, Sergio, you mentioned you really wanted to see Mystique's, revenge arc. I have very good news for you. The Inferno is a 4-issue series by Jonathan Hickman and Valerio Schiti that is scheduled to come out in September of 2021. The official announcement says this. Promises were made and broken. The rulers of Krakoa have been playing a dangerous game with a dangerous woman, and they are about to see how badly that can burn them. Having been denied her wishes yet again, Mystique is ready to follow through on her promise to burn the nation of Krakoa to the ground. Mutantkind's bright future is threatened like never before as Hickman brings his game-changing plans to a head. Fans can expect more revelations from the lives of Moira McTaggart, Nimrod's revenge, vicious power plays, and more in this pivotal chapter in X-Men history.
It's not going to burn them enough.
No. Whatever it is, it's not going to be enough. Not for what they have done to Mystique, my queen.
It will most likely be a bit before we get to Inferno. I have a idea of when we're going to read that, but...
yes, it's going to be a while. We still have the Gala to go through. We have all of that. It's going to be a minute.
But get to it we will. I think we're going to read that as 2 separate episodes.
Yes, because if you have read the Krakoan comics and you know everything around it, Inferno is a very important point outside of the comics as well. And we're definitely going to be talking about that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. A really good issue. I really like the way everything's drawn here. I do think that it is a little contrived. I like Mystique more than the author does, I think. Because the way she fucks up here is like unbelievable to me.
It is
such a fumble.
It is a genuine fuck up. Like
no one has ever fumbled the bag this bad.
Like,
and there's been a lot of bag fumbling in this whole thing, in this whole podcast.
Xavier and Magneto absolutely twist the knife here, but they are like correct in that she did fail at this.
Yeah, I mean the Irene question is very much, it's just her digging the grave for herself.
Yeah,
she knows what they're going to say.
Yeah, like no, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
it's that vain small hope that like maybe they will change their mind, even though she knows deep down that they're gonna say no.
This is such like
she's standing right there as Nimrod is being turned on.
She's like now that you have pointed that out, like yes, it is silly. It's extremely ridiculous. Like the more I think about it,
Gregor gets something like 200 words in before she pushes the button.
It's true. She's explaining what this is going to do before she hits the button.
Yeah, and it really doesn't seem like she had like any plans to hit the button. She's just kind of like taking it in, like, like Mystique. This is not the time for recon.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
it's probably not important how they're doing it.
Yeah,
you just have to stop it.
Just plant the bomb, Mystique. Just plant the bomb.
But like, even despite that, man, I love this. I love it so much. Even though Mystique definitely did a bad here, I'm still on her side. I'm sorry. I want Krakoa to thrive, but also I want to see Mystique burn the island to the ground. And there are two conflicting wolves in me, and they have not stopped.
I just want her to burn everything to the ground. That's everything I want from Krakoa now. I just want to burn.
Just burn it.
Burn it for your wife. That's all you gotta do.
Speaking about burning it to the ground, how do we feel about Hellons?
Ooh, that is a fantastic segue. I was also looking at the reading order to see what was coming next, so that was really good.
Thank you. Yeah, we got 3 issues of Hellons next week. No more mix and matching for us.
3 whole issues of Hellons. It's been a while.
We're going.
Yeah, it has.
We're going all in on Hellons.
It's been so long. There is not a single Hellons entry before this in our current reading order graphic.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of got put on the wayside. It doesn't help that they definitely, quote unquote, helped during X of Swords.
You have to go back. You have to go back to episode 49 for a Hellons issue.
Yeah.
This is gonna be episode 62.
Yes.
It's been 13 whole episodes. It's like at least 13 hours worth of discussion in between the last Hellions and the next.
Yeah. We are making up. Yeah, we're making up for lost time here.
Let's check back in with our with those guys, the disaster team.
Yes, the disaster squad. Oh no, they should not be together.
They wouldn't have fumbled the bag so bad in this issue.
Yeah.
No, they would have done it correctly, but then also somehow would have found a way to partially blow up Krakoa as well.
Yeah. I think like the Hellions would just invent a new and exciting way to fuck this up.
Yes, Mystique's is very like, normal, passé. Whereas Hellions would find some very wacky way to do it. And it would be really fun. And somehow, Havoc is the key to it falling apart.
Yeah. But yeah, so just to be clear, this will be issues 9, 10, and 11 of Hellions.
I'm so excited. I'm really excited to get back to them and not have to talk about woman suffering for 3 issues.
Yeah, it's
just bad.
It's a lot.
It's a bad time. It's bad out here.
It's rough. You space stations, like...
Look, are you a teen or a lesbian? Because things are going to be bad for you.
Yeah, or someone who is an adult who's treated like a teen.
Yeah, I have a bad news for all fellow lesbians. We're struggling out here, man. But on the bright side, Mystique is going to burn down the island for her wife, and I count that as a win.
Yep. And to be fair, I'm sure all of the Hellions will suffer.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yes, I'm also sure they're all going to suffer. I think the next time we might get happiness is the episode after that where we talk about New Mutants.
All right. So yeah, that'll be the episode this week.
Ooh, yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah,
I had fun with this one. So if you have listened to this point, thank you so much for listening. If you could give us a review on your podcasting app of choice, that would be great. It helps us find other people to read along and listen to our discussions of the Krakoan era. If you have any questions, any jokes, who your favorite, X-Men is. I was going to make another joke, but it kind of left me. If you really want Mystique to burn the island, let us know if you agree or disagree. You can send those to studyofx@gmail.com, and Tim might just read it here on the podcast.
Yeah.
If you are looking for this podcast on social media, you can find us on Blue Sky and on Tumblr. Both of those are Study of X. That's where we post our reading orders, so you can keep up with us. Little images from the individual comics themselves, as well as small tidbits here and there. And if you are looking for us individually, you can find me at Sawneeks, that is SAWNEEKS on Blue Sky. I don't post there too much. I'm still in the Warhammer hole. I'm painting orcs right now, and it's a lot of fun, but I'm getting tired of painting the color green. However, if you would like to send a message to Tim, ask him, would he have planted the bomb correctly on the Orcus station or not? Tim, where can they find you to ask that very important question?
Oh, I'm in a psychic dagger. How strange.
Ooh.
How does that work?
If you were... Yeah, how does that work? Can you explain it?
Have you ever played Kingdom Hearts before?
Oh, no.
Okay,
we're not adding another hour.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. Sergio, if they want to talk to you and not talk about Kingdom Hearts, please don't let us start talking about Kingdom Hearts. Tim will not stop. Sergio, where can they find you?
I'm like 2 feet away from my sleeping mortal existential threat enemy. I'm just letting him sleep.
Yeah.
He's hanging out here.
That's actually really nice of you.
Yeah. He represents an existential threat to me and all of my people.
Someone should do something about that.
Oh yeah, I've got this bomb here with me, but I'm not setting it off yet.
Okay. Are you
See,
waiting for something?
His wife is talking, and I don't want to interrupt her. That would be rude. She's been going on for a while though, so I'm gonna be here for a while. It's real awkward.
Okay. Well, once you eventually plant the bomb, just let us know how it goes.
Okay.
Cool. All right. And, we made a joke about this before we started recording. But shout-outs to the people of Nook, Greenland.
Yeah.
Y'all are very cool. We keep seeing news articles about you after we talked about you in X-Force. I don't know if any people of Nook actually listen to this, but if you do, you're amazing.
Yeah,
You should leave a review.
Yeah. Please review us if you're from the city of Nuke.
But
And
I
also
don't know if
just
this
review us in
new
general.
marketing strategy is gonna work for us, just appealing to the people of Nook specifically.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I'm pronouncing your town name right. I'm sorry if I'm not, but I'm a huge fan. It looks great. I'd love to go there someday.
I agree. But hey, you know what? Shout-outs to you guys, and for everybody else, later, mutants.
Bye.
Bye.